None of us really know. None of us really know.
I know.
No, I know. Perfect timing, Keith.
Keith, what's up?
Your favorite movie of all time, F9.
Oh, good.
How is there any other choice than Remember the Titans being number one?
I'm curious.
I'm spoiling mine, but
Well, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, that's a good,
I'm
good
not
question,
even
Brian.
done talking.
you shouldn't be talking at this point. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Apocalypse Movies. I am here with my friend Gio, and we are doing the Marvel Rewind. And just realized that we're in now setting. So it should be the Marvel Rewind. Whatever. But welcome to another episode. We are going to be discussing the latest episode of What If, and this time, what if zombies? But yeah, as always, here with my friend Gio. How you doing, Gio?
Pretty good, man. Just working on the grind, trying to find time to live life, and that's trying to stay up to date and watch everything I could possibly watch. So
Yes. Well, it looks like you got a fresh haircut, so at least you had time for that. Looks good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, don't mind the intro. This is What If. We are talking, this is the Marvel Rewind. We are talking some What If and some zombies. And we're just going to get straight into it. Gio, what were your thoughts?
So I was looking forward to this episode because I thought it, I'm a fan of the zombie genre and Marvel Zombies, big story in the comics, and watching this episode about a quarter of the way in, I was surprised at just how much humor there is.
Yeah, for this one.
I found it to be a little bit too funny, or try to be too funny, too light for me, for my personal taste. But nevertheless, it was interesting to see the events of Infinity War play out a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Ruffalo, that was Mark Ruffalo. It sounded like Mark Ruffalo, but Bruce Banner. Sure. Yeah, he was a star of this one right here. I mean, you were kind of following him. And, just seeing the world, the universe overrun by zombies, not just, the reality, but the quantum realm as well. Like this was all areas.
Yeah.
So it was pretty interesting. A little too funny for my taste, but still solid. I was entertained.
Yeah. I mean, this is Disney. We were never going to get flesh-eating zombies tearing people apart, a la The Walking Dead, especially with Marvel characters. And I think I may or may not have kind of forgot that was going to be a thing, because I was kind of like, oh, okay, like Captain America and Iron Man got tackled off the screen, and then all of a sudden now they're zombies, like that type stuff. I think I was thinking more of Walking Dead and realized it wasn't going to be like that. But yeah, no, for what it was, I mean, did I ever think we were going to get Marvel Zombies? No. So I think I set my expectations a little too high, but it was still good. But that's my own fault. But yeah, so when it starts, it basically like we see our hero. Well, no, I mean Hulk gets sent back to Earth a la Infinity War.
Infinity War.
and eventually, one by one, our Avengers are getting picked off fairly easily and quickly. But we kind of start to learn that the quantum realms, they're trying to get Wasp, well, the original Wasp, back. But yeah, I will say I was shocked seeing like the Black Order, like seeing like those characters, because I was kind of like, whoa, that's like a direct tie-in. Like outside of Infinity War, like those are not characters that are around.
Right.
I mean, Endgame, yeah, they're like there for a second, but that caught me by surprise. I thought it was an interesting group that they of the survivors. It was Wasp, who correct, I forget Ant-Man's
as
friend.
far as the survivors, it was Wasp, it was Spider-Man, it was
Bucky, Winter Soldier, Bucky,
Winter Soldier. I mean, honestly, the cape
Happy,
was its own character.
Yeah. Excuse me. Happy was one of them. Agent Carter. Well,
That's
Sharon.
right.
Sharon Carter. Yeah. And then what is his name? I'm trying to find it. Kurt. Kurt from Ant-Man. Yes, thank you, Sean. Kurt and his whole Baba Yaga stuff, which ended up playing a part. Actually, there was an actual Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was kind of like shocked seeing how quickly like Captain America got taken out. I'm like, it was just like, yeah, we're gonna come save the day, and then done. Like they were gone. And the survivors in the beginning, like they legitimately like pick them off, and then, like that was shocking to me a little bit. Like they weren't there the whole time. Like people were getting pulled into the darkness and then turned into a zombie. Like that part, I was kind of like, oh, okay, that was so cool. What'd you think about the survivors getting picked off?
Well, first thing I'll say is we got a glimpse of how dangerously effective Wong, Strange, and Tony Stark would have been, because in Infinity War, Strange and Wong, they were holding their own together against Ebony.
Yeah.
It was Iron Man, Tony Stark, who was, kind of shooting from the hip and whatnot. If you go back and rewatch, just that scene in Infinity War, you'll see it. But another thing I found interesting was conscious zombies who have a conscience, they can think, they can fight. I was like, okay, I dig that. As far as the Avengers getting, picked off and, taken over, which the Watcher said was kind of the thing that doomed their universe. Earth's mightiest heroes turning into zombies. I appreciated what they did for the not the Wasp. It might have been Ant-Man, where he was like a little tiny ant, bit Cap, and then Cap.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he didn't get like I mean that's actually kind of like going into that character's bag of tricks. Like he wasn't just a full-grown zombie. Like he shrunk, bit Cap, screwed him, and then
everybody else. Yeah, once you lost your leader, because Cap at that point, Cap is still the leader, even though Tony Stark is kind of, the one with
he's
all
the
the
guy
gadgets.
that just for everything.
Oh yeah. 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 And look, what if this show is showing us what Ant-Man or the Pym particles are capable of for a reason? And it's getting me more and more curious about Quantum Mania, because I'll say it again, like Kang will be in that movie. And if you have somebody like Kang in that movie, you gotta do something about the heroes, because I would think they would be no match right now. But what if it's intentionally showing us what the Pym particles can be capable of, with people who know how to use them, and
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, look at last week. He literally killed the Avengers via using his Pym particles, essentially. And yeah, they're important. I mean, I think that it's going to play probably a rather large part in the future. I would 100% not be surprised if we see Ghost again, being that she uses Pym particles to stay alive.
Right.
Probably will be recruited by Val in the Thunderbolt-esque Dark Avengers team that's clearly being built. But yeah, no. It's funny. The one thing I kind of was left curious was how did they take out Iron Man? He's in a metal suit. They must have just overwhelmed him and just ripped the thing or something. Because I was Cap makes sense. You can get through the clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would imagine Cap zombie, because Iron Man's probably busy fighting off, hordes of zombies, but then he probably got caught off guard by Cap, who is super strong, can rip that armor apart or do some serious damage. So I don't know. I mean, just for these episodes, you kind of just go with it,
this
of
course,
what's happening in this universe.
Yeah,
take it over.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I went was when Zombie Falcon was attacking and they cut him in half, literally, and they showed it too.
Okoye doing that,
yeah, and they showed that. That was probably the most violent, if you will, part of the whole episode.
The most graphic death.
Yeah,
far.
Compared to even being bitten, nothing. She straight up just sliced him in half, and you saw it just go like that. And I was oh, okay, Disney.
Poor Falcon.
Yeah, I know, right? Poor guy, the only one that gets annihilated. And it's I'm Captain America now. Well, now you're split in half. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, people are slowly getting picked off one by one. I think Happy was the first one. He got
blam, 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 blam.
Yeah. What did his shirt say? I think it was rule number 1, wear long sleeves or something like that. So it was funny seeing him in there. The Bucky versus Cap zombie scene, and then he ends up taking that shield from him. I mean,
ended a little too quickly for me. You show that in the trailer, it's okay, we're gonna get a rematch, except it's Zombie Cap, and Cap did get him once or twice, but then that was it.
Yeah, it was over fairly quick. I know we probably were all hoping we'd get another under the overpass
kind of thing.
Yeah, fight scene.
Imagine if they redid that fight and it was just animated with Zombie Cap, and
that'd be dope.
Yeah,
I will say this left me just itching for kind of a live action one, just a little bit, but that'll never happen. Yeah, you think? Oh
no, I don't think. Unfortunately, if it were at any other studio, probably yes, but under the Disney banner, although we'll see. We're getting vampires pretty soon. We're probably getting an R-rated Deadpool movie, so we'll see. I think Marvel, they want to dip their toe into that R-rated and whatnot. And if it turns out to, I mean, it'll be a hit. Come on now, who are we kidding? They did an R-rated movie next week, and then all you have to do is show the Marvel logo. You'll get people in seats.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of not wrong on this one. And then we find out that like the Mind Stone is kind of like perfect for curing them, but only to find out that One Vision is kind of not doing good things. He is basically like trying to.
He's doing what Mekhi Phifer did in Dawn of the Dead with his lady was a zombie and he hit it and stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, I'll believe you. I haven't seen it. I'm not a huge
spoiler.
No, you're fine. I'll probably forget, honestly. But yeah, no, he is basically trying to like save his lady, if you will. And Scarlet Witch, aka Baba Yaga, that was like part of me almost like, just because it's Marvel, part of me almost felt and thought like that was set up so far ago just for this to be the payoff, because it was like too perfect.
Right.
To finally have like, you finally call her the Scarlet Witch just this year, only to then finally get to use an actual like Baba Yaga witch.
They wasted no time, with that.
Whoever thought of that, if that wasn't planned out, it was like perfect, literally perfect. But so Vision's not who he says he is, obviously. Moral compass ends up. Oh, before that, I will say that we did see him basically keeping T'Challa to cut off body parts to feed Scarlet Witch, which is comic. That did happen in the zombie comic.
Yeah.
So I will say that part was probably the most accurate to the Marvel zombie physical comic, because that, I don't think it wasn't Vision. I know that Vision wasn't doing it, but there was a zombie. Someone was cutting off body parts of T'Challa to feed the zombie to keep them at bay. I think it was Ant-Man doing it for Wasp. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Wow.
So yeah, when I saw that, I went, "Oh, that's comic book." So that is fairly accurate. But I mean, and then of course Vision, like, I guess, comes to his senses, and he rips the Mind Stone out of his head, and just like, "Here, save the world," and just rips the sucker right out.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, and then we find out that Ant-Man is literally just a little head in the jar, which
that was weird.
It was weird, but it was pretty funny. Like, I was laughing because, like, if any character like that would happen to, it would be Scott Lang and Paul Rudd. Just like it. Come on, like, if anyone's going to be a head in a container and just like give you that like comic relief, if you will, like, it would be 100% Ant-Man.
That would be interesting to see in live action. Yeah, that would be something to see.
Yeah. But then obviously they find out that Wakanda, of course, has the technology, and they end up flying there only to see that Wakanda is overrun by a freaking zombie Infinity Gauntlet Thanos.
Yeah. It's over. Game over.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's no good. And he had 5 of the 6 stones. Yeah. So you got no hope once I saw that. But I was not expecting to see zombie Thanos. That was not something that I would have ever thought. That never crossed my mind.
I mean, how the hell does he turn into a zombie with all the 5 of the 6 Infinity Stones? How does he let that happen? You know,
I mean, hell. I mean, I would say the same thing if it wasn't for seeing like the Ant-Man shrinking zombie biting Cap, like that.
Yeah, but you have the Time Stone, and you can literally, undo the bite.
I don't know if his.
You see, if I start thinking about this, it's
of course.
Don't think about it.
Yeah, you just accept it for what it is. Yeah. But no, I never crossed my mind that they would put a zombie Thanos like in this. What did you think about it? About other than thinking directly straight into the facts, and then it ruins everything.
Yeah, I mean the whole zombie Thanos. I have questions, but it's like these episodes they got to go. You just go. I mean, to be honest, these episodes are kind of like just here, take a peek into this universe. Okay, take a peek into that universe, and and I say peek because they're half-hour episodes.
Very quick.
They're kind of the opposite of what these Disney Plus shows are all about, where it's a kind of a deconstruction of sorts of characters that are already established. Wanda Maximoff, Bucky Barnes to an extent, Sam Wilson definitely, Loki, whatnot, and so on and so forth. Whereas What If is kind of the opposite, and just like, here's a story, here's what's going down. This exists in the MCU now. You may or may not see this going forward. And to be honest, there are some things in this episode that, I was like, oh, are you foreshadowing Spider-Man No Way Home? Like the fact that, Peter losing Happy. We saw Happy in the okay, I'm getting never mind. Okay, I mean, it's worth a discussion, but that's for a future Marvel movie. But yeah, and then the last thing that I have to mention is Wasp and her sacrifice, Hope sacrifice, and what was said.
You channeled my mind because that's literally what I was going to bring up.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Well,
you brought it up.
To see her kind of go giant and then give, hold them and like deliver them across the fence, even though the fence was already ripped open. I don't know. It brought me back to Game of Thrones. If you ever saw that series, where like there's the giant northern giant, and like just making sacrifice and whatnot. But it was cool. I like the line of dialogue that said, "It's not a risk, it's hope." I think Peter said that to her after she got bit, and was like, "I don't know if we're gonna make it to the place with the cure." And it's dialogue like that. Like, I've focused on the dialogue through these episodes, and just this stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's pretty damn good writing for what this show is.
Yeah. And it was rough seeing her giant form. The zombies are all crawling all over her and taking her out. Then she becomes the zombie and almost literally stops them almost. Yeah. But yeah, I will say that, I mean, I think it was kind of brilliant, the fact that like she felt that she was partially the reason for this happening because of them trying to go and find her mom, only for literal hell to break through and ruin the world. But yeah, it was sad. That was the one part where I was just like, oh.
And Mr. Wingblade agrees with you here.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode. It was dark, but a fun dark with some good comedy. Not nearly as depressing as last week's dark episode, which just left me sad.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of hope in There's a little bit of hope in this episode, and but still, nevertheless, it has its sad moments. I think there's not one episode that didn't have at least one sad moment this season. So
yeah, I would agree. I mean, they definitely have a somber tone in some aspects. But yeah, got anything else?
No, not. There's another line of dialogue that I thought was pretty funny. It's a line that I don't know, because the Cape saves Spider-Man, who's trying to hold the train and zombies, and Banner goes, "Heck yeah, Cape!" And I just thought the way it was delivered, like, okay, that line made me laugh. Humor, for the most part, it hit, although it kind of took away from the whole, what zombies, usually are in, which is, suspense, horror, thriller, or whatnot.
They're Disney zombies.
Look, it's a solid episode. Definitely worth a watch, and see where it goes. Maybe we'll see zombies in the future. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, you brought up the point of Blade and the Darkhold being in play now with Scarlet Witch. It's not a completely. I mean, we could easily just see a zombie a la like Shang-Chi, where they're like walking through the fight hallways and there's a Black Widow, or there's like an extremist person. Like we could easily just be like a caged zombie somewhere or something.
Sure.
So it's not. I mean, it's you saying that. I went, oh, that's true. With Blade,
we could easily see it in Multiverse of Madness, given who's directing it, Sam Raimi. Like they go to different multiverse, and there's a universe where like you get like a glimpse of it, and you see, oh, zombies. We don't want to go to that universe.
Yeah. I think that even just like a little glimpse would get people hyped about it. So,
they could give a feature-length film and get a certain someone to direct the zombies.
Stop it. I mean,
that would be a good fit.
I will give you that. That's not actually a bad idea. But yeah, that is going to do it for us in the Marvel Rewind. Come check us out when we sometime this week, hopefully, we'll be talking about the Killmonger episode, which is next. So I'm excited about that one because they're hitting the early MCU, but with a different kind of flair. So
I need him back in the MCU.
Come on.
Bring the variant Killmonger.
Yeah,
the good one.
I don't disagree with you right now. So, but yeah, that is going to do it for us in Apocalypse Movies and the Marvel Rewind. Again, check us out sometime this week. Hopefully, we will do a breakdown of the next episode. Tomorrow, we have our Now episode at 7:00. So if you are available during that time, definitely come check us out. And for Gio, I'm Brian. Thank you guys for checking us out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.